What's up, everybody? Welcome to Marriage Unmastered. It's your boy Hen and my amazing, and when I say amazing, I mean really amazing wife, Shireal.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, y'all? We're excited today to bring this new topic to you all. We told y'all season 3 is powerful, full of surprises and everything. You want to give us a topic, or you?
Sure. So this week our topic is marriage role models. So, fun fact about Marriage Unmastered, if you just are tuning in for the first time, this is actually our 3rd year of doing this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been through some ebbs and flows. I mean, ups and downs, and really trying to grow this podcast. And one of the ways that we do that is we get feedback from you, our listeners. We want to know what you want to hear. So last year, multiple listeners asked if we could have more guests on the show. So last year we did a series called Couples Therapy, where we invited professionals to come and talk to us about different relationship topics and give us their professional opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And so guests liked that. And our listeners liked that. And they asked if we could have that more in season 3. So this year, that's exactly what we're doing. We have every 3rd Monday of the month, we'll have a guest couple that we'll interview and really start to build this community. So that's how we got this topic, marriage role models. And we're really excited to dig into this.
Yeah. It's just really dope. For one, it's not like what's the new term now? Couples goals?
Couple goals. Yeah.
Like, so marriage goals. Don't try to be just a couple, because a couple, like, that's it. When I hear a couple, I don't think marriage. I just think boyfriend, girlfriend. We date and we seen each other and that's it. But with marriage goals, I'm like, all right, something that you're looking to achieve for the greater good. Talking about getting somebody checked, the social security number, an address, like a permanent address, a residency,
Make some other humans.
Yeah, having that name on that lease or that mortgage. That's what I think when I hear marriage goals. But who is a married couple who you admire throughout time?
There are many.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we were very specific and strategic in choosing the couples that we've invited to the show this season, right? So I'll tell you some of the things that I looked for, like when we were seeking out who to invite to the show. We wanted to definitely invite someone who at least portrayed the image of happiness, or the image of trying to sustain a happy marriage. So that was the number one thing, because that's what we are striving for within this community of Marriage Unmastered, is achieving a happy marriage, right? So that was the first thing. The second thing we wanted to see that our couples displayed was really like a knowledge or something unique about them that we thought that our listeners would be interested in. So, for instance, I can't say the name because they haven't confirmed yet, but there's a couple that we want to interview, and they are currently building their dream home. And Henry and I, if you go back and listen, if this is your first time tuning in, or if you've listened to us and followed us, you'll know that we have been struggling with getting our dream home. It's been like something we've really been going through for the last 3 years. It's been a journey for us. So being able to have that conversation with them and get their experience and get their encouragement and their feedback and what they've been through, I think it's going to be definitely a blessing to us, but it's going to be able to encourage our listeners as well. So definitely something that they had to offer our listeners and us.
Yeah. I think that everybody has something to bring to the table. All the couples that we have on the roster.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's entrepreneurial lifestyle or doing business with your spouse.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, building a home. Enjoying this new life of like fame and celebrity and making more and more money. And like, how do you deal with that, with the balance of power? Shifting,
And the balance of notoriety too, right? So like for instance, Henry and I, as we continue to grow the podcast, we're more visible. So
Yeah.
what that looks like, that's you believe it or not, that's huge within a married couple, because we still have to be able to balance what's reality and what we're putting out. And even though what we're putting out is reality, it's still like snippets of that, right? So there's been times where Henry and I will do a podcast, and then if we finish and we're mad at each other, and then we like go in separate parts of the house.
Yo, we'll podcast. We've podcasted upset at each other multiple times. And trying to fight through. Like, y'all lucky. Like, now you're getting the video. But before, when it was just audio, like, I'm talking and I'm looking at her with an angry face. Like, I really don't care what you have to say right now. Like, your energy is... You know how old girl from Baby Boy, Yvette, like, I hate you, Jody. Like,
oh wow, so that's how you was feeling?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's how you were feeling.
Don't try to put that on me. Don't try to put that on me.
Nah, it was tough. It can be tough.
Yes, we definitely have some moments. So really just being able to dig into and get encouragement from other couples who have seemingly gone through or are going through that is one of the things that we look for when we were seeking out the couples that we want to have on the show. So let's talk about this though. Marriage role models. So Henry, when you hear marriage role model, what do you look for in a couple if you're looking for, like, if you're saying that they're your role model?
All right, so I'll go to like a celebrity couple when I was younger.
Okay.
Who I really like, and I was like, dang. It's two sets.
Okay.
Will and Jada. Before all the scandal, before all the entanglement stuff going on. Because I felt them both being young and black, African American, successful, and doing what they had to do, and like making strides. Like, I looked at not so much as like Jada, but I think Will, I really had admired Will growing up, because I looked at a bit of his struggle. Doing things. He was a young actor, like a rapper, comedian, boom, then the acting. And he was so young and he was successful. And it was like, you never heard anything negative in a sense. Like, but he had his own struggles. I can definitely see. And he made it. Right. Now, he's an older man. He's experiencing different life circumstances. So, everybody goes through their own thing. Yeah, yeah. And another one was Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance. Okay. I mean, because you ain't never hear nothing.
I love that, though.
Never.
I love that.
And they both carried themselves with, like, elegance and class. And it was like, dang, that's what's up. But from a couple of her movies that she played in, Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do with It? I was like, I know she can take it there, or he can take it there,
They're acting, though. That might be totally opposite of
maybe
who they are as people.
You can act all you want, but at the end of the day, when them cameras is off, you still got a little spiciness to you. Okay. I mean that.
I mean, I can agree. Possibly, yes. I think you have to have a little spicy to be an actor. Period, though, right?
I agree. It's a couple other people, but I'm gonna stop right there. What about you?
So growing up, as far as role models in marriage, I didn't really have any. So I come from a family of divorce, right? So I'm a child of divorce, and
we call it ACOD or something.
It was a movie. You're just gonna drag that into the depths. Yeah. So I was a child of divorce, and obviously that wasn't a role model for me. I never thought that, if I ever got married, I wanted to be divorced. So that was not something I shied for. And then my parents, they had a turbulent marriage. So that wasn't anything that I ever looked forward to. But interestingly enough, we had enough great times for me to see there is value in marriage. And I did want to be married one day.
That's what's up.
And then I guess, like, I never really paid attention to the celebrities who got married, because I was really more into like other things, you know. So I didn't really have any role models for marriage growing up, but as an adult now I see a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I almost seek them out because I never had them before.
Mm.
So like Henry's sister, my sister-in-law, and her husband, they've been married for I don't know 35 years.
35 years.
And when we met and I met them, I was like in awe, like, wow, this is something I strive for. You know, they seemingly are best friends. You know, they love like hanging out together. Like the way they communicate with each other, the way they work together, like that for me was like, wow, that's what marriage is. You know, like a partnership.
Yeah, but you know what? You and I see like 30 years of accumulated experience,
right,
and trials wrapped up into a present with a bow that's presented to everybody. Like, this is who we are, 30 years of marriage, but like they had to learn how to be best friends.
Right.
She definitely had her trials she had to go through with him and him with her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That like new information popped up in the middle of the marriage. It's like, really? Not to put their business out.
I'm like, I don't know what that is. I wasn't around for that. He knows that's probably why they weren't his marriage role model growing up. But for me coming in at year 25, I was like, whoa, this is dope, you know? Yeah. And to see, but even to see, you know, there's a place to get to, you know? So when we got married, we were at 1 year or less than one, we got married and they were at 25.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like when we got married, we were newlyweds and they were at 25 years. So they were 25 years in when we got married. And so for me, as someone coming in, all I see is the good. All I see is that 25 years worth of work. So I'm like, yo, that's the goal, right? That's the marriage goal. And so, but when we started Marriage Unmastered, it was like what Henry just said, y'all had 25 years of practice to get there. We're not there. So it was like, we need a community of people who are where we are, who can be like, we're not there either. However, we're still trying to get there.
Well, we started as year 6?
No. I think we were at year 4, 5. If we're 8 years in, year 5. Year 5. This will be 9 years this year. We started at 5 years.
Oh, okay.
So we're at year 5, which is funny. Y'all probably have heard the story before, which is why when Henry came to me and was like, let's start a marriage. First of all, he never said, the way he brought it to me was like, let's start a marriage ministry where we counsel young couples. And I was like, bruh, who we counseling?
No, it wasn't like who we counseled. That was part of the pitch, but it was like, I want to do something to help because I think what I really enjoyed was being a young couple. We had like a marriage ministry at our church, and I was really like intrigued by that because I felt like I was grown. You know what I'm saying? Like
I didn't, but I hear you.
Well, regardless if they were older couples, we were like the youngest, maybe. I think we were,
or we're about there. There's another couple or so,
But it was fun. It was cool. I was like, yo, I love this. And I mean, that idea was like years ago, but I never knew that since I think like one of the first things that we did, that God would still have that like on my heart to do years later with you and I.
You know but I think for me, like I was saying, it's just that I get that was on your heart, but it was the presentation for me. Like I'm not a counselor and I definitely can't tell anybody what to do because at year 5 and still at year 8 going on 9, we still find ourselves daily being challenged and really, you know, daily trying to like figure it out and work through it. Okay, Henry.
I'm just scratching my face.
Henry, you're OD all the time. So literally like that was the thing for me. Like, you know what? It would be nice to have a community of people who we could like bounce things off of, discuss, you know, everyday obstacles, you know, cheer each other on through our moments of success or whatever, you know. So
and I want you all to like really understand when we talk about encouraging one another and cheering each other on in marriages, is not to get on the phone and like call somebody and tell them about your business or what he did or what she did.
No.
It's not because at the end of the day, it's not like whatever situation is going to come or arise is going to call, like say, hey, okay, now divorce is next. That's not it. It's like, I really need your help. I really need an ear. or like some type of advice for the both of us to do better, not just one person in a marriage.
Right.
Because marriage is a team thing.
It is. It
You know what
is.
I'm saying?
And I think that's the community part where it's like so what we found when we were a part of the marriage ministry is the fact that you could have something going on and you could bring it up to the group and someone else would be like, oh, we went through that.
Mm-hmm.
But we got through, and this is what we did. You know, like that's the community part. Like Henry said, we're not calling each other talking about it. We're talking amongst our group and saying, oh, you know what? We went through something similar. This is what we did. Try this. You know, like giving tips and tricks and encouragement.
Because you can't say something to like a group and be like, and disassociate yourself with it, like, to look at what they're going to do. Like, no, you got your own situation too. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think that vulnerability and that honesty too is what makes it like special because, you know, you could come here faking all you want, but you know, like marriage what is that going to help? You know,
not at all.
You might as well just be honest and and vulnerable. And I think that's what we try to do with this podcast, really just share as much as we feel comfortable with, which is a lot. I feel like
it's definitely hard being transparent, and there's levels to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there is.
Because like we could talk about this, like even with what was our recent episode, like is sex becoming like each other? Like that was like not only like if it was audio, cool, but like because I think
even audio, it was just a very difficult topic for me.
But I think people are really in tune and like, yo, like we really go through this stuff. Because y'all don't know, but we'll get reviews like, thank you for talking about that.
Right.
Or how can I help this with my husband or being attracted to him, or he's not attracted to me, and you know, children and stuff like we get a lot of stuff, not a lot, but we've gotten quite a few comments, reviews, personal, you know, stories and stuff like that. Not only asking for help, but it's just thanking us like, yo, like
for being transparent.
Yeah, your point of view was really helpful and helped me get through certain stuff.
And that's what we want to like really cultivate. It's just like sometimes it's not even about anyone giving anyone any kind of advice. It's just the knowing that you're not alone. Just the knowing, you know, I didn't go through this, or we didn't go through this, and we're the only ones that ever went through it. You know, not only did someone else go through it, they got through it. You know what I mean? And they came out on the other side. So sometimes you just hearing someone else's story is encouraging enough to light a little bit of fire up under your relationship and help you to push forward. So that's what we're excited about, these conversations. So next week, actually, this month anyways, we have a very special guest that will be joining us. Their platform is called the Marriage Enthusiast. And let me just say, we had her and her husband. Her name is Shalandra Lomax, and I'm just gonna say Mr. Lomax. I don't want to forget his first name, but they were on our podcast for couples therapy. She's a licensed therapist, and they were so awesome. But what's cool about them, they're high school sweethearts. They've been married for like 12 years, and they just gave us so many like jewels in our conversation. Like, it was just such a great conversation, just about like, you know,
like fight, like
how to fight
and fighting.
Right. And Henry still does this. So you just did it today.
Oh yeah. So one thing Shalandra said that when they get into they've gotten into heated arguments, she said, and her husband will grab her hand and say, listen, I'm not your enemy. We're on the same team. And the word she used was that it disarmed her. And it was like, like now I can't get mad or I can't go on because he said, I'm not your enemy. Like, we're fighting the problem, not each other.
Right.
And me and Shireal, did we get into something today? And I was like, I'm not your enemy.
It was today or yesterday, but he does it all the time now. And the thing is, no matter what we're arguing about, every time it disarms me. Every single time. It makes me look, I almost look at him like, get out of my face. But it does work.
I want you to know it's not a ploy to like stop you. It's just like hey, like, I mean, it helps. Don't get me wrong.
It does.
But I'm like saying like, babe, like, I'm with you in wanting to find a solution, even if the problem is me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to do better at this, but I'm not your enemy. Like, don't fight me. Just fight the issue.
He does it. He does it every single time, and it works. So I'm so really excited to talk to Shalandra again. Mm-hmm. And this time, our topic is very specific to something that they've been working on. So make sure you go check out their Instagram, The Marriage Enthusiast. And the topic that we're going to be discussing with them is actually what I wish I would have known before I got married.
Wow.
I'm just going to leave that there.
Game changer.
I'm just going to leave that there. But I want y'all to know, like, I feel like there's so many things, but I'm not going to go into that because that's what we're going to discuss with them. But the point is, they are to us, for me anyways, like I said, now I'm getting role models, married role models, and they are one of them. Like when I see them, they look alike. And that's so funny. So I always tell Henry, you could tell when people are meant to be because they start to look alike. Like they look like each other. So I see that in Shalandra and her husband. I feel like Henry and I almost look like brother and sister. It's disgusting sometimes, but I feel like we're starting to look alike because it's like legit. We look like we came from the same parents sometimes. So it's funny.
She's crazy.
But have y'all heard that though? Like when couples have been together for a long time, they start to look alike. Have you heard that?
All the time.
Right.
I got it. I learned it from my parents actually.
They look alike.
They've been
together for 40 years.
They country stuff.
That's another thing. Henry grew up around all these couples who have these like long lasting marriages. And I just think that's so dope. Like my grandparents were married for a long time, probably like 30 years. But when I was young, they were old. It's like, what? I didn't have that mindset like, oh, wow, I should look to them for what it should be like to be married. I wasn't thinking like, it was just like their grandparents.
See, I think in my family, like my mom was a single mother raising 3 children.
But so you weren't there for that.
I'm not done.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. She was a single mother with 3 children before she married my father. They met and had me and my younger brother. So it's like, I think she instilled in her daughters and her my brother was like, if you find somebody, get with them and like boom, like because both my sisters were married. Yeah, married young. Like the oldest was married at like 23, 24. The next one was like married at 29, and my brother was married at like, I don't know, late 20s or something like that. And they all been married over 20 years. Now I'm not saying
that's so dope.
It's not a sometimes saying some ain't a great 20 years. It's tough, but 20 years they still together.
Right. I'm like,
needless to say,
every married couple can say something ain't great.
I'm just being honest.
But it's dope that you can say that you have that around you. Like there's people that don't have that experience. Like I don't have that experience, you know. So
but you have it now.
Now I do, but I did not have it.
Understandable, but you connected to me, so
we are one, son.
I'm not your son.
Anyways, so he's so annoying. He's so annoying. So
I'm not annoying.
Yes, you are. You're super annoying. But anyways, so okay, I have a perfect example of, I wouldn't say they're marriage role models, but if I'm going to use a celebrity couple, and the only reason I'm not saying they're marriage role models is because I really don't know anything about their marriage. Like they don't put anything out there, but that's what I like about their marriage is Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like I can't say they're role models because I literally they don't put anything out.
No, they're role models because you like the fact that they're very secluded, secretive, and quiet about their marriage and their business.
But I like that aspect of their relationship. But other than that, I know nothing about their relationship, so I can't say they're my role models. Yes. I do like the fact that they have mastered the separation of like church and state. Like whatever they got going on at home, none of us know about it. And me and Henry have a joke. Like even when they put out music about like cheating on each other or whatever, we'd be like, that's fake. That's all for entertainment. They'd probably be sitting home like plotting how can they get the biggest impact. Like that's how much we don't know about their marriage. So
well, I will say this. I saw an interview, I think that Jay-Z did. I can't remember if it was like David Letterman or was it Oprah. And they were asking about marriage. He was like, it's good. Like good. And he was like, and they kept digging and digging, and he was just like, "Oh, okay. Like you gonna keep asking questions? I'm not gonna answer." He was saying that him and his wife was like, "We want this for ourselves because our careers is for the world,
right.
and we wouldn't have anything for ourselves. And you want to know no personal information until you see like a documentary.
Even then, it's not personal. Like I love like when I tell you they are masters. Like I watched Homecoming. I watched pretty much all of Beyonce's documentaries. But
How do we get on Beyonce and Jay-Z?
because I'm telling you, that's my
no.
celebrity kind of not really role models, like
Gotcha.
marriage role models. Because, and I'm saying this because even like so with Homecoming, they showed little snippets into their relationship, very brief, right? But again, they don't share enough for me to say they're our role models. But I think it's so like calculated how they keep it separate. Like it's very, they're very public as far as yes, we're married. This is like all that we know, but they are any intimate details they don't share. And I respect that, especially from their level of celebrity. I think you have to have like that for themselves. You know what I mean?
So when we make it to that level of celebrity, and because we do a marriage podcast, are we going to be like that or the opposite?
That is, first of all, wow. I mean,
I'm just saying, like,
I think that their platform is different, right? So our platform is about community and vulnerability.
It was really a joke.
I know it was, but I feel like once you open up, for me, you can't open up a can of worms like that. It's
Pandora's
just
box.
Yeah. So I feel like in their situation that matters for them, that works for them. But even for us, there is a piece of what we have that's still for us. Like even within this community, like there's definitely aspects of our relationship that are just for us. And so I think that is going to definitely be important as we continue to grow, because we want to make sure that we still have something for ourselves.
I agree. Yeah, I need you to myself. I don't want nobody else to come close to
Henry,
me.
we are touching.
What's wrong with me touching you?
We are already touching. You're saying come closer. Lord. Anyways, just
I'm going to keep that to myself.
Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. So another example of a couple role model that I could think of, and again, all my couple role models don't even talk about themselves. So maybe I'm not in the right space. I'm actually very quiet and conservative, believe it or not. My husband is the opposite. So another couple, but they're not even married, so I can't even use them. I'm going to have to use somebody
Who are you
else.
going to use?
I was going to say Oprah and Stedman. Like, you don't know anything, but they're not married, so I can't use them. But you don't know anything about their relationship.
That can be somebody's couple goals.
Yeah,
not married,
I guess.
Marriage goals. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're married and I don't know.
Maybe they're married and nobody knows.
Who knows?
I don't know. But as you can see, the things that I value in like celebrity relationships, and I don't know why I did the air quotes because they're real celebrities, and celebrity relationships is being able to keep separate their celebrity from their relationship. I think that is something to look, to definitely look.
That's ideal.
Yeah.
That's ideal.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I am. I feel like, I can't wait to dig into conversations with other couples about, just different things that we go through and how they were able to persevere and continue to love and to continue to stay together.
Yeah, because that'd be the fun part of the interviews. Like we interviewed Drew and Jermika for last month, and just the conversation, the gems that were coming out,
Right.
It was dope. It was a blessing. They shared with us, we shared with them, and it was just like, wow. You just. It's always good when you're talking with people like minded.
Yes.
It have the same goals.
I think, well, it's funny too, because you know what else is cool to hear? Like when you didn't even expect something, like, or like you had no idea they were going through that. And then they share, and you're like, y'all was going through that. Wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the key is the overcoming. And I think that's going to be the nice thing that comes out of these interviews is really seeing like over other couples overcoming and continuing to stay together and grow together and have healthy, happy, long lasting relationships. And that's what Marriage Unmastered is all about.
That's right.
So with that, we leave you. This has been great. And we really hope that you enjoy this next season where we get to bring in all these awesome couples and just learn more about their journeys. And I think this is going to be just what you guys were asking for.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Trust me.
It is. All right, y'all. So please make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, share. Make sure you tell your friend to tell a friend.
And leave a review on the podcast.
Yes, please. Let us know what y'all thinking. And we want to hear if there's a topic that y'all want to hear from us. We definitely listen and we try to implement right away. And we'll tag you in your specific topic so that you know that we covered it. All right. So thank you for listening in to another week of Marriage Unmastered. And we will check y'all out next time.
Peace.
Bye.